What's going on, YouTube? You guys already know who it is. It's your favorite boy, Mr. Tyree Grants, coming back to you guys with another video. Sorry I've been gone, MIA, but we about to get back to this thing. We about to start rolling them out. First video back, so let's get it. Don't want to waste any time. If you guys read the caption, you guys already know what this is about. I'm about to tell you guys a story time, a true story time about something people don't realize about being tall on a date. And this isn't rare, but it's possible. So basically, I'm gonna tell you guys my story of going on a date and a girl rejecting me for being too tall. Okay, so let's get into the story. So I know a lot of guys think that height gets you women and gets you in the door. And I always tell people, yeah, there's a little truth to that. You can get in the door easier if you're taller. Yeah, you stand out a little bit more. Yeah, you might grab a woman's attention a little bit quicker. But it's not everything, you know what I mean? So anyways, let's get with the story. So I met with this girl online. She was a foreign woman. She wasn't from the United States. She was a foreign woman. And yeah, we started talking. We started, connecting and everything. And it was great, chopping it up, chatting. And so I was like, all right, like, let's go on a date. You know what I mean? So I was running a little late, like 5 minutes. We were just gonna go on like a little hike. Now this girl loved hiking, you know what I mean? I guess that's the thing to do always, but she loved hiking. And so I pull up, and then she sees me, she's like, wow, you're tall. And I was like, oh, thanks, you know what I mean? And even though I had my height in my bio, right? And so we start this hike, and we're just talking, we're getting to know each other. And I think this woman is like 5'5", 5'6"-ish. She's not really short, but she's not like tall. She's like average for a woman, like 5'5", 5'6"-ish range. So I didn't notice that, but I was like, okay, whatever. We're having a good time, we're talking. We do the hike, we're, getting to know each other, everything is great. And like, every like 20 minutes, like, because we were on a hike for like a good hour and a half to 2 hours, she's like, wow, you're tall. Like, she keeps saying it. And like, I'm used to that, you know what I mean? But not like on a date. So I'm just like, okay, sure. So we do the hike, we're getting to know each other. Everything seems fine at first. And then she was like, hey, like, do you want to go get coffee? So we both took our own cars to the meetup spot. So we hopped in, like, she hopped in her car, I hopped in my car. And then we went and we got like some Starbucks. So we sat there. And then, so we went to the Starbucks, and then, like, even at the Starbucks, like, I'm not that tall, I'm like 6'5", but, I don't know. Some people, like, always ask me how tall I am. It's kind of weird. But we went to the Starbucks, and one of the actual workers was like, how tall are you? And I told him, oh, okay, cool. And she's like, yeah. And she was like, yeah. And then she was like, yeah, like, he's a tall guy. And I was like, yeah, And she was like, yeah, I like tall guys, but he's tall. And she was like, yeah, I can see that. And so it was just kind of weird. So anyways, we were hanging out at the coffee shop, Starbucks, chopping it up, doing our thing, whatever. And yeah, it was fine. Like, it wasn't like a bad date. It wasn't good. It was kind of like neutral. I mean, it was one of those things where I was kind of like, I'll hang out with her again, see where it goes. And so it had to be like about a 3-hour date altogether between the coffee and the hike. And so we're going out to the parking lot because we parked our cars like right next to each other and everything. And as we were about to leave, I was like, hey, like, so how you feeling today? Was it cool? And she was like, yeah, it was great. And I was like, oh, like, we should, me being me, I was like, we should hang out again. She was like, sure, yeah. And I was kind of like, is everything good? I was like, if you're not feeling it, she was like, I was like, you could tell me. And she's like, yeah, definitely. Like, you're a cool guy. And I was like, okay. And then she was like, but like, you're tall. And I was like, okay. So she was like, yeah, I wanted a tall guy, but like, she was all like, the gap between us is too much. And I was like, what, like 11 inches, 12 inches or whatever between us, like a foot, sure. I was like, okay. And I thought she was just messing with me. She's like, no, like, you're too tall. Like, I want someone closer to my height. And I have never heard of this before. Like, I'm just like, really? Like, I'm actually like shocked. Like, I've never heard someone say, oh, like, the gap between us is too much. And I was like, maybe thinking in my head, like, this woman's got to be trolling me. Maybe she doesn't like me for something else. Maybe she's just saying that just because, like, maybe she's just saying that just because like she doesn't want to tell you the real reason. Because I was like, that's so weird. Like I've never heard that before. And then like I kind of realized, oh, she was serious because she said like when we were hiking, she snuck a picture of me and she sent it to her friends to show them, and like they were like, oh my gosh, he is tall, and I was just like, oh no, I think she's really serious. Um, and yeah, she was like, yeah, like you're a tall guy, and I want someone closer to my size. So yeah, it I was really shocked, but I appreciated her honesty. And then we went our ways. We talked a little bit after that on Instagram, and basically, yeah, she was just like, yeah, like I thought I wanted a tall guy, but I want a guy a little closer to my height. And like you're a little too tall, but I know you're gonna be great for someone that's closer to your size. And I was like, oh, I appreciate that, just like whatever. And yeah, we didn't talk after that. We just stopped talking, and yeah. So the whole point of this story is, I feel like there's a lot of short kings out there that think that you are going to be limited with women because you're short, and that might be true. And that you always say, oh well, if I was 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", I'm gonna be able to date any woman. And the reality is, it's rare. But on the flip side, it is possible because I've lived it. There are women that might think you are too tall. You know what I mean? I'm only like 6'5". I can't imagine people 6'8", 6'10". So I don't know how often they get those experiences, but I had my first year too tall experience, and it was very humbling, and it was kind of like, wow, like I get how short people feel. Like I was like, wow, like So the whole point is, short kings, don't think too much of it, because I always say, yeah, there's perks to being tall, but there's a lot of cons. This is an example of it, you know what I mean? Like, it's rare, like I said, but it is possible. I was too tall for her, which is kind of interesting, but hey, we all have our preferences, we all have our quirks, and hey, that's just how the game goes. But anyways, I appreciate if you guys watched to the end. We're gonna start trying to crank out at least 3 videos a week. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. This has been your favorite boy, Mr. Tyler Grant. Peace.